The ever-evolving firearm, a journey through time. Imagine a simple tube, packed with a mysterious powder. With a flash and a roar, it hurls a projectile. This is the essence of a gun. From its most basic forms to the complex weapons of today, the gun's story is one of constant change. It's a journey spanning centuries, across continents, and through countless innovations. This evolution reflects our own ingenuity and, at times, our most destructive tendencies. Ancient alchemists weren't looking for weapons. They sought the elixir of life, a mythical potion for immortality. Instead, they stumbled upon something with the power to take life. This black powder, gunpowder, was the key. Its discovery was an accident, a beautiful, serendipitous moment in science. Little did they know this mixture would echo through battlefields for 1,000 years. From those early, smoky beginnings, the firearm began its slow march. The first guns were crude, they were often unreliable and dangerous to their users, yet they offered a new kind of power on the battlefield, a power that could pierce armor and change the course of a fight from a distance. And that journey continues even now in 2025. The spark of invention, gunpowder's accidental birth. Let's travel back in time, over 1,000 years ago, to ancient China. Here, wise scholars known as alchemists were hard at work. They weren't soldiers or weapon makers. Their grand quest was for something quite different: eternal life. They mixed strange and wonderful substances, hoping to unlock the secrets of immortality. During these experiments, perhaps around the 9th century, something unexpected happened. While mixing common ingredients like saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal, they didn't find an elixir. Instead, they created a powder that burned with incredible speed and force. They called it huo yao, which means fire drug. Initially, this new fire drug wasn't used for bullets and cannons. Its first applications were far more spectacular and less destructive. The Chinese used gunpowder to create stunning fireworks, delighting emperors and common folk alike. It was also used for signals, sending messages with flashes of light and sound across distances. Slowly, through trade routes like the Silk Road, and through conflicts, the recipe traveled. The stage was being set for the birth of the first true firearms, a new chapter in human conflict. Early bangs, the dawn of handheld firepower. The arrival of gunpowder in Europe sparked a new wave of thinking. People began to wonder, what if this explosive force could be contained? What if it could be used to throw something, a projectile, with great speed? This was the crucial conceptual leap. From simply burning or creating a spectacle, gunpowder was now envisioned as a propellant. This led to the creation of the very first firearms. These were simple, almost brutal in their design, but they were revolutionary. The earliest of these devices, appearing in the 13th and 14th centuries, was the hand cannon. Imagine a small metal tube, often made of bronze or iron. It was closed at one end and open at the other. Sometimes it was attached to a wooden pole for easier handling. To fire it, soldiers would load gunpowder and a projectile, perhaps a stone or metal ball, down the muzzle. Then they'd ignite the powder through a small touch hole using a burning wick or a hot coal. It was a slow, cumbersome, and rather dangerous process for the user. These hand cannons were not terribly accurate. Their range was limited and reloading took a very long time. Section 4. Forging the future revolutions in gun technology. The Industrial Revolution, which kicked off in the late 18th century, changed everything. It wasn't just about steam engines and factories for cloth, it was also about how we made things, including guns. New machines allowed for greater precision. Metalworking techniques improved dramatically. This meant that guns could be manufactured more consistently, and with more complex designs. One of the first major improvements was the refinement of the gun barrel itself. The idea of rifling cutting spiral grooves inside the barrel had been around for a while, but mass-producing rifled barrels became much easier. These grooves made the bullet spin as it traveled down the barrel. This spin stabilized the bullet in flight, making it much more accurate over longer distances. Alongside this, percussion caps replaced flintlocks. These small copper caps contained a chemical that exploded when struck, providing a much more reliable way to ignite the gunpowder, even in damp conditions. Then came a name that many will recognize: Samuel Colt. Section 5. 20th Century Arms, the Age of Automatic and Smart Weapons. The 20th century witnessed an explosion in firearm development. Two world wars and the long shadow of the Cold War acted as powerful catalysts. Nations poured vast resources into creating more effective, more reliable, and more deadly weapons. The single-shot rifles of the previous century gave way to weapons capable of sustained automatic fire. The very nature of infantry combat was transformed. It was an era where the rate of fire and the efficiency of the soldier's weapon became paramount. Two rifles in particular came to symbolize this era. First, the AK-47, designed in the Soviet Union by Mikhail Kalashnikov. It became famous for its incredible ruggedness, reliability, and simplicity. It could function in almost any environment from frozen tundras to dusty deserts. On the other side, particularly during the Cold War, was the American M16. This rifle used lighter materials like aluminum and plastic, and fired a smaller high-velocity round. Both designs and their many variants have been used in conflicts all over the world, shaping modern warfare profoundly. Beyond infantry rifles, the 20th century also saw the rise of increasingly sophisticated weaponry. Section 6. Guns in our world, shaping societies and future conflicts. The story of guns isn't just about battlefields and soldiers. These tools have woven themselves into the very fabric of societies across the globe. For some, they represent security and a means of personal defense. In many countries, firearms are used for sport, like hunting or target shooting, activities with long traditions. Law enforcement agencies around the world rely on firearms to maintain order and protect citizens. The presence of guns, therefore, touches many aspects of daily life, far removed from the theater of war. However, this presence is also a source of intense debate and profound challenges. The same guns that offer a sense of security to some can be instruments of crime and terrible violence in the hands of others. Issues of gun control, the rights of individuals to own firearms, and the responsibilities that come with that ownership are discussed and disputed in nations everywhere. There are no easy answers. Different cultures and societies have vastly different approaches to these questions, reflecting diverse histories and values. Looking towards the future, especially with the rise of artificial intelligence, the implications for conflict are staggering. Imagine autonomous weapon systems, drones, or robots capable of identifying and engaging targets without direct human control. We could see swarms of AI-guided drones overwhelming defenses or cyber-physical attacks that disable an enemy's AI-controlled arsenal. Section 7. The Unending Story, reflecting on firearm futures. So as we've seen, the evolution of firearms is a long and dramatic tale. It stretches from the accidental discovery of gunpowder in ancient China to the cutting edge of artificial intelligence in our current year 2025. It's a story of human ingenuity, a constant striving to create tools that offer an advantage, whether for hunting, defense, or sadly, for waging war. Each new development, from the first crude hand cannon to the sophisticated rifles of today, has marked a new chapter in this ongoing narrative. It's a powerful reminder of how technology can shape our world. With each technological leap, from the matchlock to the machine gun, new capabilities emerged. But so did new challenges and new questions. Early firearms were inaccurate and slow, but they changed battlefield dynamics. Repeating rifles increased firepower exponentially, leading to vast changes in military tactics. Now AI-powered systems promise unprecedented precision and perhaps even autonomy. This pattern is clear. As our tools become more powerful, the consequences of their use become more significant. We must always remember this. The responsibility that comes with developing and deploying such potent technologies cannot be overstated. As we stand on the verge of integrating advanced AI into weaponry, we must proceed with extreme caution and foresight.